Hey guys, it's J4 Beauty here. Thanks for tuning into my channel. If you like this soft glam look with this bold lip, just keep on watching. So first I'm using Bobbi Brown's lip balm. This stuff is amazing. My friend Rebecca put me on. Next I'm using, Smashbox's Photofinish primer just to make everything stick together and just look flawless. Next, I'm just going to prep the eyebrows just by brushing them up to use my Anastasia Brow Wiz in Chocolate. In here, I'm just lightly filling them in, creating an arch because I just actually did the eyebrows right before filming. Then I just brush the product through the eyebrows just so they don't look so harsh. And then next I'm going in the Anastasia Pomade in Chocolate as well, just to darken up those very ends to give the eyebrow the ombre effect that everyone is into right now. Next I'm using Anastasia's Tinted Brow Gel in Espresso. Now I'm using MAC's Concealer in NW45 mixed with LA Girl Pro Concealer in Warm Honey. I like to mix it in the pot, that way I have control over how light I want it under the brow. I tend to go about 2 shades lighter than my skin tone for underneath and about 1 shade lighter than my actual skin tone for on top of the brow. And here I'm just sculpting the brow. If you guys want a full tutorial on how I do my brows, just leave a comment below, tag me, message me, Snapchat, whatever, and I'll get on it. Now here I'm using Urban Decay's Primer Potion, Holy Grail, to prime my eyelids before I apply the eyeshadows. Using MAC's Painterly Paint Pot, I go an extra step to prime and pretty much blank out my eyes. Now this look will be using the Morphe 350 palette, just got it in the mail, and I'm using this color to go over top the Painterly just to make it easier to blend all the colors on top. I'll be using this orangey shade. A good dupe for that would be the MAC's Red Brick. It's just a really nice burnt orange, and I'm just dusting this all over a little bit above my crease as my transition color. Next, I'll be using the Tartlette Bloom palette, and I'm going into Leader and using a small round tapered brush. I'm going to put that in a V shape right underneath that transition color and just take time to blend it out. This look requires a lot of blending, so take your time. And here I'm just pushing the color up into the transition color just so it's a very seamless color there. You don't want to see where one color starts and when the other one begins. Then I went back into that transition color just to buff it out, and then I went back into the Leader color and added a little bit more for depth and dimension. Here I went back into the Tarte palette and picked up the color Flower Child to go under the brow just to add a highlight and to set that concealer we put on earlier. Now for the lid color, I used Firecracker from the same Tarte palette, and I just packed that on all over the lid, not going above the crease. If you want to get a more intense color, you can wet the brush with Fix Plus or water and it will make that gold pop a lot more. Using a clean fluffy brush, use that to blend the transition and highlight color out. Using a flat top foundation brush, I mixed it with Fix Plus, and I mixed my Studio Fix in NW43 and my oil-free Cover FX foundation in N90. Here I just dot it all over, spread it out, and then I, in circular motions, massage it all over my face, and just blend it out, getting my ears, my neck, and being careful not to get the brows, but just to go right around them. Using a flat concealer brush, I go over all the dark spots with my Bobbi Brown color corrector in dark peach, over my lip, around under my eyes, anywhere where there's a little slight discoloration. And it's better to see it after putting on the first layer of foundation, that way you're not putting on so much product. Now, to get rid of that orange hue from the corrector, I just tap on a little bit more of the foundation. Here I only use a little bit of the Cover FX just to blend that out so I didn't look like a Oompa Loompa. Using my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Caramel, I go ahead and highlight under my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow, chin, and right in the center of my forehead. Also, I go underneath my where my contour would normally be. I go ahead and grab my beauty blender that's already damp, and I blend out one section at a time, and going over that section with my Nye Banana Powder to set, to reduce creasing under the eyes. After doing both sides under my eyes with concealer and setting with powder, I now go and I continue to blend out all the concealer everywhere else, down the bridge of my nose, forehead, chin, cupid's bow, and under my contour. Using LA Girl Pro Concealer in Dark Cocoa, I go ahead and begin to contour a double chin, the perimeter of my forehead, and my cheeks. Using the damp beauty blender, I go ahead and blend out that contour, bringing it up into my hairline and down into where I highlighted, just so everything is super seamless. Going back into my bed Nye, I go and highlight all those areas that I didn't do previously, and some of the ones I did already. Don't judge me. Going into my Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark, I go and blend everything out just so it looks super seamless. You can't tell where the contour begins, where the highlight ends, none of that. Going into a dark brown eyeshadow about 2 shades darker than my skin tone, I contour my nose and set that contour we put down earlier. Next, I go into that transition color to blend out some of the transfer that happened on the eyelid. Going back into Leader, I place that right on my lash line, bringing it in about halfway. Picking up Funny Girl from the Tarte palette, I go and highlight the inner corners of my eyes, bringing them around my tear ducts. Using Kat Von D's Tattoo Liner in Trooper, my all-time favorite, I go ahead and line my eyes, making a super thin line. Using MAC's Studio Chromographic Pencil in NW25 NC30, I go ahead and line my waterline just to open up my eyes and bring a lot of light there. Going back into Leader, I go and darken up that crease just to make it a little bit more bold. Going into NARS Blush in Seduction, I bring some more life to my face by giving it more dimension. It's a very cool tone berry color that works really well with dark skin tones. I was actually very shocked when I bought it. Now it's time for the glow using Becca Skin Perfector in Topaz and Morphe's M497 fan brush. I go ahead and just dust that all over the highest points of my cheekbones, down the bridge of my nose, and a little bit over my cupid's bow and chin. Actually, just everywhere. Just put it everywhere. Next, I use my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, another one of my favorites, and I put that on my top and bottom lashes. Next, I wipe off any excess primer on my lips and I start to line them with, here I'm using MAC's Nightmoth lip liner. And I like to blend that out first before I actually apply my lip color. Here I'm using Kat Von D's Liquid Lip Stain in Bahu 5. It's a cool tone, deep berry sort of color. So there you have it. This is pretty much the look. I'm just going to set it with the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. And I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked the video. Be sure to subscribe and like and follow me for more to come.
This is another Infosol production.